To create a quotation, go into the lead details page by clicking on the lead icon in the dashboard. Click on the lead or opportunity icon against that lead. Then in the lead details page, you will see the create quotation option. Uh, and then you can check if it's not there. You can just say click working and then convert to an opportunity. So then once you convert to an opportunity, you will see the create quotation option there. So in the create quotation, when you click on the link, then it takes you to the quotation details page. And in the quotation details page, if you have set up different range of the products, then you can select that. So if you don't have any different range or only one standard inclusions, one range, then you will not have this option. And then you can also select the dwelling type, a single, double, or multi-unit. And based on these conditions, so all the floor plans, facades, and the pricing, everything will be filtered down. And you can also update the contact details. If you have multiple contacts, you can add from here. And also you can update the land details from here. So you can also update these details on the lead page, but you have option to update here as well. And you can select the floor plan by clicking on choose floor plan. So this will, all the floor plans you loaded in the master will be shown here, and also this will be filtered down to the dwelling type and the product range you selected. And the floor plan will be filtered down to the land dimensions. So the plans which fit into the particular land dimension, so you entered in the land details page, so only those floor plan will be visible. So you can just go and select any of the floor plans, or if the customer comes up with their own floor plan, so you can go to custom and then provide the name and upload the floor plan here. And then you can click on choose facade and select the facade here. So the facades will be filtered down to the particular floor plan you selected. So if you mapped the floor plan with the facade in the master, then only the floor facades which are uh, mapped to those floor plan will be visible. So which fit the facades which are which fits into that floor plan will visible in here. And then once you select that, you can select that facade. Then if you have set up any promotional packages, you can also select that. So if you have the promotional packs, so for example premium pack or summer pack, winter pack, like that, you can just go and select that if customer wants any of those. And then when it goes to the pricing, so you can click on base price and you can choose the base pricing. So it depends on how you set up the base price. So for example here I've shown the per square basis, like 11,500 per square. So if I enter the number of squares, then it will calculate the price, and then you can click a plus, and then it adds to the quotation total cost. And sometimes you may be entering like individual squares, like 16 square this much, 17 this much, like that. And then you can also choose that. So you can just click select, then it will add that particular base price. And also there's an option, you can also map the selected floor plan to the base cost, so that when you select the floor plan, automatically the base price will be selected for that plan. um, and then once you select the base price, so the base price is for your base inclusions, or the inclusions based on the range you selected on the top here. So the inclusions will be automatically attached when you print the quotation. And then if there is any upgrade the customer wants based on the requirements, you can just go into different sections here, and then you can select all the other pricing. So again, all these prices will be based on what you uploaded in the master, and the pricing and the description will be different. And then you can go to different sections like kitchen, electrical, and everything. So you can just select what upgrades customer wants. Then once you select everything, you can print the quote. You can click on preview and then print the quotation. So then the quotation PDF will be printed, and you can print it as a you can directly print or you can send it to a customer on their email. So by click on email option, you can send this to email. So you can add more emails if you want and then send them. So this automatically picks all the emails, all the contacts in the for that particular lead. And also if there are any additional items, if there is nothing in the master here, so this all comes from the master price list. If there's nothing in the master, for there's some unique requirements, so you can always go to this extras and add the additional items. Just for example, they want a high door, you can just select what is this cost type. For example, I select fixed, and they want um, high door, for example, and then you can just add the cost for that. So once you add that, it will be added to that quote. So whatever the price you add, items you add here, that will be only for that specific quote. So if you want to have this available for all the other quotations, then you need to go on into the more masters and then price list, and from there you need to add that. And if you are adding any complementary items or discounts, so you can go here and add. If you want to add any just a note, you can also add that note. And once you add everything, so you can approve the quote. And if you have an approval permission, you can approve it. And if you don't have approval permission, then you'll have send for approval option. So when you click on send for approval, it sends an email to the reporting manager, and they can approve the quote. And once you approve the quote, it will when you're approving the quote, it asks for the sketch number. If you have, you can add it, or you can just approve the quotation. So uh, once you approve the quote, you can't make any changes in the screen, so you need to create modify. So when you once you approve and then try to modify, the it will create the new version. So if currently it's version 1, and when you click modify, it will create the version 2. And any changes you do here in the version 2, for example, I want additional 5 double PowerPoint, I add this and then approve it. So it will create another versions of V2. So the system stores all the history of the changes in the system. And you can go on uh, into the opportunity page, and then you can see the difference of different versions of the quotation. So you'll see now there's a quotation tab in here. When you click on that, you'll see the history of the quote. So who created and what date and who approved the quote, and you can directly download that particular quotation version, or also you can click compare, and you can compare the difference between those two versions. So you can have any number of versions, and then you can compare any two versions of the quote in here. So it shows what change happened, and if you click show all, it will show all the selections across the those two quotation versions, and also it highlights what is the difference. And in the quotation screen, you will also have um, option to send for digital signature if you have enabled e-sign. So once the quotation is approved, there will be a e-sign option. When you click on e-sign, it will show it will pick up all the contacts details from there, and then you can send directly for digital signature. So if you want to add more people, you can click add recipient and then put their name and email, and then you can directly send when you click send. So this will send an email to the contacts for digital signature. Once they sign, everybody signs, and then it will come back and automatically attach in here. So it will, you can see that one, what is the progress by clicking on e-sign history. And if you want to cancel, you can cancel. Once the e-sign is done, you will get options to download the signed copy as well. And once the e-sign is completed, you can it also comes back and uploads into the document section. In the lead details page here, you can see under documents. So you can also map a particular folder where the quotation signed copy should reside. Otherwise it will just will be there on the outside of the folders. And also if you go into the quotation, once it's e-signed, you will also see the signed copy for each version, so that even if you have e-sign for multiple versions of the code, you can also go and see uh, the signed copy for that particular version of the quotation. For the quotation, if there are any variations from the master pricing, then the system shows the price adjusted. In this case, I've added high door as an additional extra price. So it's showing price adjusted, so that anytime you can go and see what is your master pricing, and if for that particular quote, if there are any difference, if it's any variation from your master price book, you can easily see here. And if you want to delete any quotation, so you can also delete from the lead details page. So there is a delete icon in here. So when you click on this delete quotation, so then you can delete that icon, this particular quote. And if you can also create multiple quotations for a single lead. When you click on quotation, then it will ask whether you want to create a new quotation. Sometimes if the customer wants to create get a quotation for one range and another quote for different range, or maybe one quote for single story and one quote for double story, you can create multiple quotes from here. And also if you create any quotations you create here, that will be only for that particular land. So you can't create different quotes for different lands for or single lead. And if you want to copy this existing code, you can click copy quotation, and then it will create a copy of the quotation in the same for the same lead. And also it will ask whether you want to get the price from the master list, or you want to just copy what you added in that code. Then you can just, if you want to add just the same code, you can just copy that, and then it will copy another code here. So for now I'll just delete, I don't want that. Click delete, it will delete the code. And to manage all the pricing in here, if you see all the upgrades pricing which you see here, so these all the pricing comes from the more price list master. You can click on price list, and then here you can add all the pricing or adjust any prices. So if there is any new section you want to add, you can click on add price and then say bathroom or kitchen, and then it will add the new price. And also the sort order will show which order it has to come in the order. And then if once you add the pricing master, then you can add the items under that. So if you see for example kitchen, there are a lot of items, and if you want to add any new item, click on add item, and then enter the description, and if there's any short description, add it. And then if you there's the cost type, if you say included, that means it's included for free. So when you create a code, it will be default included in the code. And if you have a fixed price, you can just say the total cost for that item. Or if it's a variable, that means it's per square basis or per linear meter, how much is the cost. So when you're giving creating the code, you can enter how many squares or how many linear meters, then it will calculate accordingly. And then once you add, there are more options you can review. And then once you save this, so this quotation, this price list item will be visible to all the codes. In case if you are changing any quotation pricing in here, so for example I set change from for the cold water point to the fridge space 600 to 700, then any quotations which you already added this pricing will be the same price as the old price, $600. And for all the new quotations, when you add this price, this will be the latest price will be added.